thank you, ladies. This is so amazing. I'm so touched and I'm so humble for the beautiful words that my dearest friend has said about me. I met Jerry, like she says, through this humanitarian labor that she does, and she continues to amaze me because she's amazing, as you all know. And yes, we met a few years ago, back in probably after 2012, where, well, by the way, my name is Connie Magruder. I'm a realtor here in Palmdale, California, and a very successful realtor. But I'm also a founder of Genesis Dream Foundation, which I started back in 2012 with my husband and some other friends of mine who wanted to come and join me for this amazing journey that we took in Mexico, in Tijuana, Mexico, just across the border. As you probably imagine, California is where I live, is only about 3 hours from Tijuana, Mexico, where there's thousands and thousands of children that are left by their parents or their mothers, and they're abandoned, or they're with the women, and they're drugged, and they suffer amazingly things, poverty and drugs and sexual abuse and all sorts of neglect. So I started Genesis Dream Foundation with the purpose of helping children throughout the border, because they were a very few homes that will take these children. So then I decided to start my journey from this point on. And the way that I started, it didn't just come on to me. I had to go through a really, like somebody just said about the trials to being our strength, or to, I mean, rebuild our character, right? Well, they did. Back when I got married, I come from a large family of 9 children, and I wanted to have children because my mom, I'm originally from Mexico. My husband is originally from San Jose, California. So we've been married for almost 25 years. And I wanted to have children when I married him. And I told him I want to have a few children. But this time I already knew that I was going to have problems with infertility. So to run some years over, then I tried everything that there is to get pregnant. I went through infertility programs, through in vitro fertilization. I went through acupuncture, through meditation, you name it. I prayed day and night. I felt that God had abandoned me, or he didn't really wanted me to have children for some reason. But I continue. But every time I tried, it was a setback and it was a heartbreak, because I really wanted to have children. Being the youngest of my sisters and brothers, I always took care of my nieces and nephews, and I always was a babysitter. My favorite job when I was a teenager was to babysit and to be a nanny. So I really enjoyed children. So I say, why? Why me, from all the women that I know in my circle of influence? Why me? I have to be the one with no children. So then years later, I got a call from one of my aunts in Mexico City, and she said, you know what, there is a lady that wants to, first she wanted to abort her baby, and she convinced her to have her baby and give it up in adoption. And I agreed to meet her. So at that time I went to meet her, and we established a really good relationship. So I did everything possible to start the process of adoption, which it took me to hire an attorney from Tijuana, Mexico. But at this point, I didn't know the law in Mexico, and I thought that everything I was doing was the legal way, the right way. And when the baby was born, that was the most wonderful day of my life, because I knew that I was going to be bringing this baby. It was a boy. And I knew I was going to be bringing this baby to my husband and to become a family. And I already had the room nice, and even with the little pampers. And it was really, really, I was beyond excited and beyond happy. That was the most exhilarating and happiest day of my life. So when I brought the baby back to Tijuana, Mexico, instructed by my attorney, we went through the process of obtaining the passport for the baby. And after many hours being right there at the U.S. consul, and after the U.S. consul review all the paperwork that we had, she came back and she said, you didn't do the paperwork the right way. You have to go back to Mexico City and start all over and do it through the international adoption. And I said, well, okay, if I have to do that, I will do that. And she was really nice. I never imagined what was coming to me. So after we left the U.S. consul with the baby, because we couldn't go back to the U.S., there were about 20 policemen waiting for us, telling us to stop and to surrender, because we were accused of being trafficking a baby. And at that moment, my heart, my whole life dropped in front of my eyes and scattered. And I was in shock because I didn't know what was going on. After so many, there's a lot of things going on between and then, but when we were taken to the holding cell until they took us into trial, they took the baby away. They took my husband in another pickup, and they took me in a van. So they separated everybody, and we ended up in a cell. We ended up in front of all the media saying that me and my husband, we were committing a felony and trafficking a baby. And we didn't even know why, because all we wanted was just to give a better life to this child, a child that was going to be aborted, and that was a child that was not wanted, and we wanted him. And so later on, after all the trial, and we were in a trial for about a year, and the judge found us innocent, and he said, I'm sorry. He just pat us in the back and say, go your way. But at that point, we had already lost everything. It was the most horrible situation that I went through. And in this situation, when my heart was broken and not being able to have and to adopt this baby and to bring him home to his home, the social services took him, and we never found out where this child ended up. He's already about 12 or 13, and our lives were broken and devastated. And after that, we had a time of healing when I couldn't find the way out, and when I couldn't find an answer, I just started praying and just bringing my hurt to God, and just let my life go on. But I was still in pain. After a few times, I started going to visit children in different orphanages, and we started to rebuild our lives, our economy, our marriage. Although our marriage was untouched, And I'm so grateful for that, because I have an amazing husband who has supported me through all these, through all my craziness, because all of these were crazy things that people do, the extreme when you want something in life. But I know now why these things happen, because when we were rebuilding our lives, Genesis dream was born. A few years ago, a group of my friends, they started telling me, why don't you open a nonprofit? Because my husband and I, we started going back and forth to Mexico to bring things to the children. And that's how we started seeing all these little children. I remember bringing my mom and dad, and they're being surrounded by like 20 toddlers between the ages of 2 and 4. That was the most amazing thing and the most amazing feeling, that it started healing my heart and my loneliness, and that desire of being wanted to be a mother in the natural way. And so when I found my why, and my why is every little kid that is rescued from the streets of Tijuana, and they're being given an opportunity to have a nice home, or to have a food on the table, a nice warm bed. And thanks to friends like Jerry that make it possible to come every month and bring him supplies, and make their birthday parties. We have even got our birthdays, because Jerry and I, we happen to be from May, so we go, and there's a few children from May, so we do a big celebration. And it's just amazing the way that they give us so much more. Not only we give them love, and we give them supplies, but they give us something that nobody can give us. They give us pure love and pure, honest friendship. And every child deserves to be out of this poverty cycle. And so Jerry and I, we are joining efforts to bring these children and buy them a home, since they're renting for so many years, and they already have been taken away from homes for about 3 homes, 3 houses that we rent, and then they decide to go and sell the house, and these children, they need to be relocated. So now our goal, or my goal, is to buy these children their own home. And I know that I'm gonna be seeing this to pass, because like I said, now that I couldn't have this child with me, I know that we now have a brighter future with all these children. We already have our first lady that got to the home at the age of 12. She came from nowhere, and she didn't even know how to read, speak, or write. And now she is our first young lady that is going to the university. So as you can see, this is my passion. And now that I can see behind what a great experience this has been for me, and what a great journey. And being a mother, it doesn't have to be the one that gives birth, but now I feel that I'm a mother of many. So thank you, ladies, for letting me share my testimony, and for telling you this is an amazing organization. If anybody wants to join, Jerry has the website, and you can reach out to me. But it's a truly blessing to do this for the children. It's a true blessing. Thank you so much.